I believe it goes live as soon as I press that button, even though it says preparing to live stream. So welcome to the 520 Ovanova Solar Exploration Experience. Get to raise some money for some good causes and give people a friendly way to explore solar energy. So it begins. We'll let some folks in now. We got 3 people waiting. We have about 10 that are supposed to come. So 6 or 7 will show up. Hello, Miss Jenkins. You're muted.
Yep. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Is your name Charlie? I know there's some lady's name Charlie.
No, that's my son's name.
Do you know how to rename yourself, or do you want me to do it so I can remember you while we're talking?
I can do it.
All right.
Maybe.
So thank you for being on. Hi, Charlie.
That would be Charlie.
How was school today?
I don't know how to change that, actually.
Actually, how about I haven't done this in a while. Let's see. I know how to do it from your side. I just don't know how to do it from my side.
Do you teach?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll do it for you. What is your name?
Ashley, Ashleigh.
And Jenkins?
Yep.
There you go. Ashley, what do you teach?
Centerville Elementary School.
Very cool. Elementary still fun, or is it just terrible nowadays with kids on cell phones already? What's that like?
They're really every so often kid comes in with one, but you can tell elementary school kids, put your cell phone up and they'll do it. You tell a high school kid and they go, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah, you can't really. Whenever I was in school, I still got whippings when I was in school. Does that even exist anymore? Can you get a paddling, or is that just gone?
No, I don't think so.
You can. It's just the parent and the principal have to be both in the room, but it doesn't happen that often. It's been a.
Yeah, I got paddle.
I mean, this is my 28th year. I have seen a principal do it, but it's been a really while.
It goes well. Well, thank you for being a teacher for as long as you have. I can't imagine the idealism at the beginning mixed with the getting up and going to work and making it happen, daily routine after all those years. But, we need some teachers, especially this last year. I'm sorry for whatever the heck y'all went through.
It's been an interesting year. I will say that.
We've met 500 folks on webinars like this so far this spring. And, having somebody's attention for half a minute is hard, but elementary school kids for hours a day, I don't even know how you did it, but I'm grateful for you and all the other teachers that came along.
Oh, I do a lot of sleight of hand tricks to get their attention.
I'd love to hear some. You have any good suggestions, Ashley?
Well, I'll change my I'll change my picture, and I have on my computer where I can put like animal ears and stuff. So when no one's listening to me, I come up with all sorts of fun things to entertain them. And they're like, "Why are you teaching as a pig?" Well, because now you're watching me again. Okay, here we go.
So maybe I need to start getting some.
Well, in the Zoom link, there's a with the backgrounds and stuff. There's also facial hats and caps and gowns, and I was the Easter Bunny one day. So yeah.
I bet the kids loved it. Well, thank you for being punctual. Everybody I haven't talked to yet, you'll have a chance to introduce yourself real quickly. I know y'all showed up for a fundraiser. We intend to make that part easy, and we intend to make the other part, the solar part, short, but it's 6 o'clock. And we believe in doing what we say we will do. And we said we were going to start at 6. So if people show up a little bit late, we'll let them in to make sure they can raise some funds. But otherwise, let's go ahead and get started so we can be respectful of your time. We had a blast last night. We met Sasha, for those of you guys who are here from Archimedes. We met some folks from all kinds of baseball teams and softball teams, but it's always fun to learn where people are from. So I'll just start out with the introduction. My name's Lester. I'm the guy with the pink shirt and the way too serious face over here. This is my partner, John, with the bow tie on. He's actually in Virginia installing solar panels for one of our friends today. So he is not here. And then the rest of the team, Trey just jumped on. He'll introduce himself. Luke is driving down to Texas to do some volunteer work. Holly's husband is home from Kuwait. So we said, don't do anything. Hang out with your husband. And then our new team member, Chris, is on here as well. but I grew up in Tennessee on a farm, went to college in North Carolina. I lived in crazy places like New York and LA. And now I'm just blessed to every day I get to talk to people about something that I think is really cool that folks don't know much about, but seem kind of curious about, called making electricity from sunlight. So thank y'all for joining us to learn about it today. And we're going to do the fundraising part, and it's going to be the easiest fundraiser I hope you've ever had. But before we do that, let me show you what to expect. The fundraiser comes from doing the intros. If you turn your camera and mic on and you introduce yourself, roughly 27 seconds, that's how you raise $50. So it's a very highly paid 27 seconds. After that, we've got some basic solar concepts, which might take 20 minutes, might take 5. We do them fast. It's up to you. And then we've got plenty of time for Q&A, and we'll take as much or as little time as you want to. I'm free until 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern time. But I know most of y'all aren't, because you have to cook dinner for kids or try to get them in bed or do all the things that busy parents do. So thank y'all for showing up. And then if you like what you'll learn, Chris is going to drop a link in the chat, and you can schedule a time to get back together to talk about your personal solar situation. We're just solar exploration guides. That's what we do here, raising money for good causes like the ones y'all showed up to support. So let's get to it. So we can hear your name, and I'm in Knoxville tonight, by the way, location, and then the organization you came to support. And if you could share one other thing, which is, it could be one of 3 things. Either if you've heard something bad about solar that's holding you back, let us know so we can talk about it. If you've heard something good about it from a friend or a neighbor who's done it, let us know about that too. It helps for people to hear things. Or if you just have any question at all that you want to make sure that we address in that 20 minutes before we even get to Q&A, let me know. But Ashley, since you have your microphone on and you're used to teaching, would you mind starting us out?
No problem whatsoever. I'm Ashley Jenkins. My son is in the Parkview band. Go Panthers. I saw a couple of other names that belong to my group, and just supporting the band. As for solar, my brother lives in Florida, so he has some on his roof. Other than that, I don't really know much about it.
It's Parkview Band. Are y'all in Georgia?
Yes.
Very cool. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. You're some of our first Georgians to join our program. Who'd you like to hear from next, Ashley?
Well, I saw Scott Dang, and he's part of our group, so I'll pass it to him.
All right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Dang, and from Luverne, Georgia. And, also supporting Parkview Band. Know nothing about solar power, so looking forward to learn something tonight.
Well, here's your first tidbit. It was created in 1954 by Bell Labs, and the first solar panels still work. So if your connection breaks off, you could go impress your kids with learning a fact about solar. Scott, it's totally cool to be a newbie. Most people are. Thank you for joining us to raise some money for the band. And so just so you know, Ashley and Scott, y'all just raised $100 for the band by what you did. That's the fundraiser. So I know it sounds too good to be true, but we try to make it easy so more people will come join us. Who would you like to hear from next, Scott?
How about Chris?
Sure. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm in Pittsburgh right now. I'm just finished up 3 weeks ago my last semester in college for biomedical engineering, and I joined Team Ovanova a few months ago. I've just been sitting in on the meetings, and now that I'm done with school, I'm finally digging my teeth into it. I'm really more of a biomedical engineer, but renewable energies just keep striking my interest, and so I'm just excited to learn and contribute to this new field of solar and get as many people to go green as I can.
We're lucky to have some young, very smart people on our team. Chris is one of the people that does the solar designs for the folks who show up. Chris, who do you want to call on next?
Let's hear from Anita.
Anita, you're muted. I just asked you to unmute. There you go.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We're just doing introductions. What's your name? Where are you from? Who'd you come to support?
My name is Anita Collins, and I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, and I'm supporting our congregation on Fifth Avenue Church of Christ.
Man, we've met some lovely people. Do you know Louise from down there, or Lucinda?
No, I don't.
Well, we met her a couple of nights ago, and she was super cool. Thank you for hopping on with us. What have you heard about solar? Anything good, bad? Any question?
I don't have any questions about solar. No, I've
Well,
heard
anything-
about it, but I don't have anything to really ask. It's just that I know you have solar panels that absorb the sun, and it keeps your house, I guess, functioning through the solar.
Yeah. Well, here's another tidbit for you. There's basically 3 ways you can go solar. One is just for your water. And if you've heard people who've had trouble with their solar panels, it's usually that kind that just heats water. There's the kind we're going to talk about tonight that makes electricity for anything you want to use it for, your fridge, your TV. And there's the third way to do it, which is with batteries, which is like having a generator and your lights stay on after a hurricane or whatever. So, Anita, thanks. We're just dropping some knowledge in as we're going through these introductions. Thanks for showing up to support the church. Who would you like to hear from next? Do you see anybody you want to call on?
No.
All right. How about Ty? Shay.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ty Shaw.
Shaw.
I'm in Miami, Florida. I'm here helping out my son's school, Archimedean. And I mean, I have heard a lot about solar. We're thinking about getting solar roof panels. I mean, roof shingles or tile.
Yeah, those are great.
However, the cost was just, when we weighed the cost and the return, it just didn't make sense at that moment.
I'm surprised you were even able to find solar shingles. Those things are hard to find as a unicorn.
Right.
Well, thank you for looking into solar. Thanks for showing up to support Archimedean, and we're glad you're here. Who would you like to hear from next, Ty?
Let's see. Let's hear from Gabriela.
Yes, hi, my name is Gabriela. I'm from Kendall, and I support in the school of my children, Archimedean.
Thank you for coming here. You heard anything about solar? Any questions, thoughts, good stuff, bad stuff?
No, it's okay, thank you.
Thank you for supporting the school. Glad you're here. Who would you like to hear from next?
Good.
Elise, you want to go? Elise and Nadia?
Yep. Hi, I'm Elise, and I am in Tamarack, Florida, which is a suburb of the Fort Lauderdale area. I am supporting Legacy 9U baseball for my grandson. And I am actively getting quotes from solar companies.
Well, why is it something that you've decided that you want to do if you can find a good company and a good deal, Elise?
I'm very environmentally aware and trying to help out the planet. I'm a Girl Scout leader, so we've done a lot of that this year too. And just want to leave stuff for my grandkids so this world is a better place.
Thank you. I acknowledge you for being where you are. I mean, a lot of people who are in your position who are just thinking about getting out of here. So the fact that you're still doing something to leave the world better for everybody else, because if you guys are talking about environmental stuff, this is how we make our electricity now, or one of the ways we do it. That's a lot of work. We can't really imagine the TikTok generation wanting to do this kind of work. So we think it's kind of important to plug into the sun while we still have a chance. And there's enough people who are willing to do that work. That was great, Elise. And then I see, Nadia, you haven't spoken yet, I don't think.
Hello, my name is Nadia Gal. I just to touch up on what Chris was saying, I'm teaching calculus to engineer students at University of Miami. So I'm here to support Archimedean Academy for my 2 boys. And I'm in somehow the same situation as Ty. I'm interested in solar panel. Living in Florida seems like it's a must.
So we'll let you do the math part for us. Did you say you teach calculus in college?
Yeah, but I'm working more with variables than numbers, so I will let you guys handle that.
So if we have any integral stuff, we'll let you and Chris do that.
I'll be your gal.
Got it. Solar is pretty simple. Like it's quite arithmetic, maybe a little bit of algebra, but single variable analysis. Thank you, Nadia. We're grateful you're here. And who else do we have on here tonight that I can't see yet? Gabriella, Monica. Is Monica frozen for y'all too? There you go, Monica.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So I'm here basically to support my son's school, Archimedean Academy, and to learn a little bit more about solar panels.
Well, I'm grateful for you guys being here. It was great to meet Miss Correa last night. Sasha was great. She was a lot of fun. And then I believe we have Trey left, and that'll be it. And then we'll be done with our fundraising. So
cool. Hey, everybody. How's it going? My name is Trey Weaver. I'm here in Durham, North Carolina, about to join one of our teammates, John, for the solar install coming up tomorrow. I'm here because I'm an avid supporter of solar and education, and I'm here to support all the wonderful interests and groups that you guys are supporting and to learn about solar. Thanks, Lester, for hosting it.
yeah, man, is there anybody else here tonight who has not turned on their camera and introduced themselves that wants to raise $50 for the organization they came to support? So see somebody with a hand raised. So if we can ask you to start your video and unmute yourself, we'll get it going. And to answer your question, Ashley, I went to UNC Chapel Hill. Ashley asked me which college I went to. There you go.
Hello.
Cool. Are you about to be somewhere where you're not driving? Because solar
Yes,
is not as important as your life.
That's why I had my camera off, because I was driving and I was listening to you guys. My name is Robin Perry. I'm supporting my daughter, which I'm on the way to her practice with TC SWAT 8U softball.
Cool.
And I have no idea, nothing about solar.
What would you, if you're driving, it's the only thing we really care about because it's just too easy to run off the road. Would you be open at 8 o'clock to join us or sometime next week? We have 6 next week and 6 the week after that.
I'm actually already at the park. So
oh, you're sitting still. You're not driving. Okay. Well,
I'm not driving anymore.
If you start driving, hang up and we'll catch you up some other time. So,
oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So it looks like we had about 9 people. Everybody's a homeowner. We just raised $450 for the organizations you came to support. So you can give yourselves a hand for being the kind of people who showed up for other people. And it only took 13 minutes. So I guess I got to make the solar part a little bit shorter than I normally would, but we'll be done by at 1/2 the hour with the basic stuff. Let's talk about just some basic solar concepts. Starting with, these are 4 things people really like that they don't know about. So one, Ashley went to App State. Happy Appies. So I'm sorry, I just got a message from Ashley talking about North Carolina colleges. So the government will let you keep 26% of your system costs instead of paying taxes with that money next year. So is that news to anybody that there's actually a tax credit to help you go solar? We've given away, thank you, Scott. Yeah, we've given away $25,000 to have 500 of these conversations. And we find, at least, that most people don't know that the government will actually help you pay for it. Instead of paying taxes in 2022, if you had a $10,000 solar system, then $2,600 of that comes from not having to pay taxes next year. That's one of the things that makes solar affordable. So here's a question I like to ask people. Can y'all think of any reason why the government would be incentivizing people going solar? And this is bipartisan, by the way. This was started in the Obama administration and continued in the Trump administration. So
it helps to reduce the amount of electricity they have to produce.
Yeah. Do y'all know how much we spend on electricity as a country each day? Any guess? It's only $1 billion. You can Google that. We spent another $2.5 billion on oil. And the reason we started this service is we just thought, wouldn't it be fun if our whole world worked because the sun came up in the morning? And it's a shame more people aren't using solar just because they don't want to have an unpleasant experience. So that's why we work with churches and schools. And the second thing folks don't seem to know is that you'll increase the value of your property. Now, you can Google this as well. Zillow says it's 4%. If you live in Florida, that property value is tax exempt. I have to look up Georgia, but we'll get back to you on it. And so, but it's nice to actually make your house. Now, in a housing market like this, you could probably burn it down and still sell it for above listing price. You don't really need to add to the value of your property right now, but when things get back to normal, which sadly they probably will at some point, then it's nice to be able to sell your house for more and to sell it faster. Or if you keep your house as a rental property, you can rent the renters their electricity as well as their place to live. So it's a really cool investment. And then two more things about solar, and we can get into the fun stuff is, tell me if this is news for you. Did you guys know that you can go solar without having to pay any money up front? Or did you think there was a big upfront cost? I guess that's kind of at least you knew that. So if you've ever thought solar would be kind of cool, but don't have the money, you don't need it. If any of y'all ever walked into an iPhone store and walked out with an iPhone and you didn't hand them any money and you just pay for it monthly, like solar panels work the same way. With our program, you own them. We do not lease solar panels to people. What we do is we have our fee for that we earn so we can give more money to good causes to have more of these conversations. And then we have what the installers earn, and we show you all this stuff. But as far as the equipment goes, we actually charge you what we pay for it. We're trying to make solar as affordable as possible. So at least, hopefully you'll book a time to get back in touch with us so we can go over your design and anybody else that's looking into going solar or getting quotes, so we can show you exactly what it would cost. So here's the biggest thing people don't understand about solar. Most of the time when you buy things, it means that you have a new bill. If you bought a boat, you got a new boat payment. If you bought a new property, you have a new mortgage payment. But when it comes to solar, you use the money from your electricity bill to make your solar payment. Because it's kind of like having chickens. If you have chickens in your yard, you don't have to buy eggs from the grocery store. And if you have solar panels on your property, you don't have to buy electricity from the electricity company. So you use the savings to pay for your solar. And for any of you guys who would like a free design, we love creating those incentives to you so you can see what your numbers actually are without having to talk to any type of salespeople. So those are just 4 neat things about solar. Hopefully that was entertaining. And these are the 3 things that we found that most people want to know about solar that they just don't understand. We can talk about any of these or none of these, but a lot of times people have questions just from the first 4 things we went over. Does anybody have any questions about that? Would y'all like to talk about this, or would you like to talk about something else? Bueller. Showing my age now.
Talk about this. 3 basic
All
concepts.
right. Basic concepts. So does anybody here know how solar works on a cloudy or rainy day or when it's dark outside well enough to explain it to the class? Okay. Elise does. Would you go for it?
You collect the energy in the solar panels. Whatever you don't use is banked with your power company. So when you are on a cloudy day, you draw from that banked energy.
Exactly. So your power is exactly as reliable as it has always been because you're still connected to the power company. Here's an example of somebody in Texas who they paid $93 a month for the electricity they used at night and on cloudy days. And then during the day, they made everything their home needed plus an extra $107. So at the end of the month, the utility company owed them $15. Have any of y'all ever seen a negative bill from your utility company before? And the reason does anybody know why the utility company would be willing to allow you to bank credits like Elise was talking about? What would be the upside to them since they're in the business of selling electricity?
Well, it's kind of like the banks. They use your money.
Yeah, they use your electricity. So if Elise overproduces and sends some to her neighbors, they don't have to make it and ship it 1,000 miles. And so the way solar works is in Georgia Power's pretty good at this. Everybody in Florida is good to go except for JEA. But we work with you individually to show you this exactly. But this is how it normally works. Is you make more electricity than you need during some parts of the year. And like Elise was saying, you put it in the energy bank and then you just pull it back later on whenever the sun is not as high in the sky. So that is part one is you still have the utility company. You might be wondering, well, how do I know that things are working? Well, there's an app for that. So at all points of the day, you will have an app that shows you how much, well, there we go. Shows you how much electricity is going into the grid, how much is going into your home. These folks have a battery, so it shows how full your battery is. You do not need a battery to benefit from solar energy, but you do need a battery if you want to have power after a storm, because if you don't have a battery, then when the lines go down, that means people are working on the lines. And if you're putting power back out onto the lines, then you could shock your neighbor, and that's not cool. But if you have a battery, it's like, don't worry about it, grid. I won't shock anybody. I'll keep all my electricity here and I'll take care of the house. And that's how you can have electricity after a hurricane. And so with the numbers that we'll send you tomorrow, you will see that option as well, if it's something that you would like to see. So that's how, just generally how you have electricity at night. You are still connected to the electric company. They let you use their energy when you need it, and you trade it in for credits when you're overproducing. Do y'all have any questions about how that works?
No.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Elise. That was very good. So have y'all heard, how can solar be expensive and save me money at the same time? Some people have heard it's expensive. Some people heard it save money. Any, Elise, you want to go again and explain this one? Or anybody else have an idea how this works? Well, how can your house be expensive and save you money at the same time?
Well, because mortgage is usually less than rent.
Right. Your mortgage is usually less than your rent. And here's something people don't know is that your solar ownership payment is usually less than, even with zero down, less than your current electricity bill. And your electricity bill never goes away. I'm assuming everybody here wants to have a refrigerator for as long as they can imagine having a refrigerator. And so that means you have an electricity bill in your future unless you do something about it. Another thing is that your solar payment actually goes away like your mortgage. It might seem like it's forever, but your mortgage will go away eventually. And just like your mortgage, if you sell your home before your solar is paid off, you just charge more for your home and pay off your panels, just like you charge more for your home and you pay off your mortgage. And we actually help with realtors with that. So, and then the last question people usually have is, how do I even know how many solar panels I would need? So was anybody wondering that? Like, how do you guys figure this out? See, a couple.
Uh-oh, you're frozen.
Couple of hands pretending to go up. Thanks. Computer go out. Uh-oh. Am I still here, y'all?
Yeah.
You're back.
My internet connection is unstable. All right. So last thing, I'll show this to you. This is how you figure out how many solar panels you need. So we created this service to make it very easy for you to find out in a friendly way exactly what it would take for you to go solar if you wanted to. We have really incredible prices because we don't mark up the equipment, because we don't have to pay salespeople to knock on your doors or pay for television ads. We just give money to schools and churches and have a good lot of folks. This is my friend's house in Ohio. This is the software that we use to determine how much electricity you need to make. You remember when you registered, you guessed how much electricity you use per month? You gave us like a number when you signed up. We just, Nadia, you'll appreciate this reverse engineering. We reverse engineered what that dollar was in a kilowatt amount, which is a unit of electricity. And then we do the best we can to create a system. Those lines, that's the sunlight. So in January at 8 o'clock in the morning, there's no sunlight reaching these panels because of these trees and these trees and these trees. But in June at noon, there's plenty of sunlight coming down. So our software actually looks at where the sun is all year long to determine how much electricity you can actually make based on the amount of light each panel receives. and each panel just makes a certain amount of electricity based on how much light it gets. And then we take those numbers and we create a customized analysis that we share with you, and you'll get it tomorrow. It's very simple, and it'll look something like this. It will show you, all right, the utility company is going to charge me $187 a month forever if the price never goes up. If I go solar for 0 down, it's going to be $172 a month. So I'll save $15 by doing something good for the planet, increasing the value of my home, and doing something that's just neat. So we're 25 minutes past the hour. I said I would be through now, except for questions and answers. Hopefully that was intriguing enough to be like, oh, wow, that was some stuff I didn't know. By the way, guys, solar's kind of pretty too nowadays. This is the last thing I'll share with you. Is that you don't even have to get it on your house if you don't want to. You can build a pergola. You know, you can build all kinds of fancy stuff if you want to, but most people put it on their house because it's really pretty nowadays. It protects your house from the weather. It lowers the temperature, and it's just a neat thing. The warranty is 25 years out of the box. Like I said at the very beginning, the ones from 60 years ago are still working. So I'll be glad to ask any questions about any of that or anything else you have, but I want to be respectful of your time. So Chris, have you already dropped that thing? Chris just put a link in the chat. So if you would like for us to get together with you and get in the studio and have you tell us, you know, see exactly how much sunlight you get, how much of your electricity it could make, how much it would be worth, then we'll be glad to do that. Or maybe you don't like the panels there, so we'll just click some off. You know, we can put them on the other side of the house, but that's what we do. We're like solar educators who just happen to have really great deals on solar and make it really easy and friendly instead of having to deal with salespeople. But I'll give you guys time. If you'd like to book a time, you can change it if you need to. And if you know, though, even before looking at that you would like to have an analysis done for your property with just the initial information that you gave us, we can do that too. So if you could just do that little hand raising thing, we can make sure that we create that for you and send it to you, even if you don't want to book a time with us. So is anybody here interested in seeing what their numbers would actually be? So we can create that. Okay, we've got Elise would like to see it. Chris, all right. We got Scott would like to see it. Anita would like to see it. Ashley, you might not know how to put her hand up or might have some more questions first. So we'll definitely create designs for all of y'all, and everybody is welcome. And Scott and Ty and Anita, one thing that will make it really easy is just go ahead and book a time to get back together. We'll send this to you before we get together. After you see your numbers, if you want to cancel, you can, but we're not going to hide anything from you. What kind of questions do y'all have? I'm done. I've got a million slides I can show you about a million different things. But one thing that I've learned is if we bore people too much or talk too much, they don't want to come back and see us again. And I don't want to be the reason you choose to not go solar. So does anybody else have anything else at all you would like to ask about us, our service, or what's on the table for you? I'm here. And I don't expect you to stay any longer. And if you're having trouble booking a time, you can let me know and I can just put it in the calendar too, if that's easier for you. So I'm just going to be quiet, let people pick their times. Chris, you got everybody's name down that wanted to see a design?
I believe so.
Cool. Kind of neat, huh? Technology is pretty cool. Like, so, questions, thoughts, comments? Thank you for coming. Thanks for supporting great causes. Hopefully that was an easy fundraiser. And hopefully you guys learned just a little bit. Elise, thanks for helping teach the class. You were very
You're welcome, Lester.
I'm looking forward to reconnecting with you. It's going to be super fun. Like if you're already looking into getting quotes, we usually, depending on the size of your system, are about $5,000 to $10,000 less. We just helped somebody in Texas save $50,000 on a battery system after the ice storm. So that was pretty cool too. Looking forward to showing it to you. It's the good-hearted people showing up to support good causes that allow us to create the pricing we have, because we don't have to overcharge hoping we're going to meet somebody who's interested. We already know everybody's going to use solar. Everybody's going to be buying solar in 10 years. It's just, is it going to be coming from the fields up the road from your house, or is it going to be coming from the panels that you own? and we hope it's the second one. So I'm here. If you guys have any technical problems, let me know. Looking forward to connecting with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was fun. Thank y'all for coming.
Lester, could you send us the emails of the slides?
Sure. Who requested that?
Scott.
Hi, Scott. It would be okay if I just put it in the chat right now?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Trey or Chris, if you want to send an email to Scott as well. And guys, these are always recorded on YouTube. We stream these live to spread education. So you can always go back and watch any of the 50 that we've done. Somebody will ask questions. You'll see how we used to talk at people for like an hour and it wasn't doing any good at all. So we just thought we'll show up and share a couple of things. If it sounds good, we'll let people get back in touch with us. If not, no problem. What else can I do to be of service to you, Scott? Anything else I could do to be useful for you?
So you say we're gonna, we can set up a time where we talk?
Yeah, do you see the chat box? Thanks, Nadia. All right, Ashley would like to share the slides with my hubby.
Yeah,
No problem.
He didn't drop the slides though.
Is that not the slides that I just dropped where it says from me to everybody in the waiting room?
The only thing that you've dropped is the calendar thing, or at least that's the only thing I can see.
I just dropped it again. Do y'all see it now? Oh, I'm sending it to everybody in the waiting room. Duh. Let me see. How did I? Ashley, I'll send it to you directly. Scott,
now it's there.
Scott, send it to you directly. Does anybody else want the slides that we just went over? Okay. If you want it, it's in the chat. And somebody's asked something about, yes, Scott, if you'd like to get back together with us, look in the chat box and just click that link and pick a time. And we will spend 20 minutes to however long you need to look at your house, just like this one, figure out exactly how much sunlight it gets. We will know. Thank you, Gabriella. Is how you said your name. And we will help you know your exact numbers. And then you can make a decision. If it looks good, cool. If not, no problem. Do you see that chat, or do you need some other things? We always show people this to just say, you know, technology advances. Nobody carries all this stuff around anymore when you can just put it in your pocket. Nobody really needs to do all this crazy stuff to make electricity anymore when you could actually own something that does it for you. So Ashley, if you go to our YouTube channel and you just type in Ovanova Fundraising, there's a whole lot of these if you'd like for your husband to see something great. Have a great night, y'all. Thanks for having the band and others too. It is a great night. Thank you so much. Cool. Anything else I could do to be useful for you? Go out. Anita, I can't hear you.
Thank you for all you did. Thank you.
Thank you for showing up and supporting a great cause. And looking forward to sending some numbers to you. If you, I can't remember if you said you wanted it or not. Did you want your design? Like Chris wrote it down.
So how do we set the time up, Lester?
Do you see the chat box? Here, let me send it. Chris, can you drop that again?
Yeah, I click on it, but you have to, I cannot.
If you click on this link, you click have questions, let Ovanova help you answer them. And then you just pick whatever day and time works best for you and your family. So let me know if you have any trouble, or you're the only person left on here. Anita's on here, but do you want to just set up a time without having to do this? Because I can pull my calendar up and make it easier for you. Would that work?
I found it.
Oh, you found it. Okay.
Yeah, I found it. Okay.
Yeah, man. Before you hop back on, we will look at your utility information. Like, I'll know how much your utility will pay you for your electricity. Are you Georgia Power, or were you the other
The
small
other-
power company in Georgia?
The other company, Walton.
Yeah.
Walton.
Walton. I haven't looked them up yet. It normally, Georgia is pretty bad about what they will pay you for your electricity, besides Georgia Power, and they limit what you can get. So you really have two very good options in Georgia. One is you can get enough solar to only make up for what you use during the daytime and not worry about rollover minutes. And then the second thing that you can do is you can have batteries. So if they won't buy it back from you, you can just store it yourself and use it whenever you want to. And then whenever any storms come through, you can have power after a storm to keep your lights on, your computer on, and whatever else is important to you. But we will help you understand all those options before we get back together. When did you choose to get back together with us? Have you already done it, or am I interrupting you?
Not yet. I want, could I get back to you on the time? Because I want to talk to my wife and see what we can get together.
Yeah.
And I want to see yeah.
Absolutely. You can do it however you want to. What a lot of people like to do is to book the time and then change it if they need to. But I'll leave that up to you. That's 100% up to how you want to do it. But that link in the chat, it'll go away if you don't save it in your browser. So at least save it in the browser so you know how to get in touch.
I'll also put it in the email that has your design and your pricing and your savings and all that.
Yeah, it'll be right.
Oh, you send me an email, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'll send you one tomorrow with your house on it and however much you individually can save based on our estimated information. And then, once we get to our meeting, we can put in your real information, then we can really know how much you're going to save.
Okay, sounds good.
Scott,
all right.
Thank you for being so attentive. Do you have any other questions or thoughts while you have me? Man, I've got the next hour and 23 minutes.
Thanks for your time, Lester.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Thank you, Chris. Talk to you
Good to
later.
meet you, Scott.
Thanks, guys.
Here.
Yay.
Yeah, high five. High fives, virtual high fives. Chink.
That was a good one. Two people that are definitely going to sign up for follow-ups, I think, at least.
Yeah. Somebody's actively getting quote and then openly said that too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
I love talking to people. It's so much fun,
Yeah.
And I really like not wasting much of their time. I don't think if I tell them those things in 3 seconds or 30 minutes, they're really going to understand it. I could explain net metering for years, but
yeah, it's such a paradigm shift. It's such a shift for people to really get it all.
There's a lot to understand. And I think that what we've been doing is we share so much great information that people just don't know what to do about it. It's like, what are we going to do with, all these things?
Yeah. And then I like the idea of you us asking for people to meet us halfway, in the sense of if you're really interested and you want to know more because you think solar is a great idea and you already have that thought seated in your mind, then go ahead and sign up and we'll spend more time helping you understand it all and give you the information that you need.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll do it again at 8. I'll be better at 8. That was okay. I can do better. Thank y'all for being on. Makes it more fun. But we'll find a way to be effective at this. And it's probably going to be some combination of technology and actually testing, understanding, and doing something fun. But I bet that as long as we stay committed to adding as much value as possible to as many lives as possible, the path will emerge. So thank you guys for the work that you put in today. We have our buddy Houston, has been on our solar urgency episodes. We found his installer today who's ready to go whenever.
That's great.
Do you know where we are on the engineering for Houston's project by chance, Chris?
No idea. I haven't really been involved with that.
Yeah, I know you hadn't, but I just thought I'd ask. That's more of a John and Luke thing. All right. Well, let's get to it. I'll see you at 8. Anything you want me to do better or different next time?
Chris, are you going to be on at 8?
I can be if you're not going to be. Otherwise, I don't think both of us need to be on.
Right. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. My one thing is Sam and I are leaving tonight to go up to Virginia to meet up with John and them.
Well, if being on at 8 is going to impede you from leaving early, then just leave and I'll be on.
Are you short?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure we're cohesively all working together and making things move forward. So
I wish I saw that picture of the people grabbing onto each other, but I took it out. That was a good one.
cool.
Oh, well. At least people are on the slides. We got 2 folks that have opened it up to look at it. Maybe we ought to just start sending the slides to everybody. You know, I ought to have a
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
yeah, it's like, here's what
It
we
is a
went
lot
over.
of information. It's like having the slides
Oh, sure.
when you like take a class and you look at the slides to study.
Yeah.
It's kind of a deluge of information, and it's
So it'll be super fun. I'll see you at 8. Thank you for being willing to be on, Chris. Love you guys.
you
You guys are
know,
awesome.